Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome in. First things first. Poison Darthrock, did you know that you were the last? Ha, I make that joke, I think, every time at this point. It's just the meme. But Poison Darthrock, pat yourself on the back. You were the first viewer to redeem first this stream, so you get to be first. And you were also the last from last week. And so that's always really nice to link that up, to be the last and the first, both at the same time.
Poison Darthrock just resubscribed for 48 months. Dude's got a face, but he does not have a body, Lady Quilt.
Yep, my quotables exist. Poison, thank you so much for the 48 months of subs. That is so many. I think 45 is the maximum number of Lady Kiwi Wilds I can put in one message. So you could just have some extras for a little bit. Just 'cause. You're screaming fans, apparently. I really appreciate the support. I really appreciate you coming and hanging out. It's nice. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday so far. And that your week has treated you well. So I am playing Twilight Princess. If you've been to the stream before, you know I love Nintendo content. But you also know that I'm like mediocre at best at combat, and so the Zelda franchise is a little bit hit or miss. And I love the game concepts, I love the stories that they tell, I love the adventure, and sometimes I don't like what they make me do. So this game has definitely been fairly mixed for me so far. There have been a few sections that I think are harder than is reasonable, or that require certain skills that are not my favorite. But right now we're just doing a little bit of exploring, and that being said, I think I was expecting to definitely get to the water temple today, and yet I'm feeling like I checked my bugs, and I'm feeling like we might be bug hunting again tonight. So I hope no one's disappointed by that, because if you were here for the last bug hunting stream, which was last week, you'll know that my biggest issue with bug hunting is understanding the map of this game. I don't overworld travel well in this game. It does not make sense to me. I don't understand where I am at any point in time. And so maybe running around looking for bugs is actually going to help me with that and help me feel a little bit more centered at how to go where I'm supposed to go. Because I do feel pretty permanently lost. But, surprise, surprise, we've made it back to Zora's Domain as a human. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this sword technique and let me hold the game hostage while I inaccurately instruct you on how to do the technique, while also constantly interrupting your training so that I can give you incorrect instructions over and over again. You're welcome. Poison Darthrock, 10 out of 10 summary of the last stream. And the last thing that annoyed me about this game. If you missed it, I was trying to learn a thing, and the instructions given on how to do the thing, very unclear. And so I looked up a walkthrough, and the instructions in the walkthrough, very unclear. So I looked up a second walkthrough, still unclear. Looked up a third walkthrough. All of the walkthroughs had different instructions for what to do. None of them were actually what to do. And eventually I figured out what to do, but every time I tried, he would like force cutscene me into like repeating his instructions. Anyway, we didn't break anything, and I'm really proud of us. It was a very funny moment. Probably. It was memorable is what it is. Memorable is probably more accurate than funny. I don't remember where I am or where I'm going right now, but I was in Zora's Domain. Oh, good. Okay. Here's the throne room again. Okay. Like I was here. I think I was quasi looking for bugs. Hello, postage guy, were you here last time? Oh no! Guys, his letter is made out to Mr. Zora. Which one do you think that is? It's hilarious to me. So I remember they were just kind of chilling. Maybe I should light the torches? What do you think, chat? I see. Chat, always light torches in this game. What? Hoomst? I really want to I really want to make some references that will make no sense to anybody else in the entire history of reality. Hello, Tobias J. Art. Welcome, welcome. It is lovely to see you. I hope you are having a wonderful Wednesday and that you're getting an art done. I have just discovered a fancy chest, which means obviously I'm gonna open it. Hello, Mr. Human. Is that me, Poison Death Frog? Do you think that... Oh. Chat, there's stuff to explore down there. They gave me money just to make me notice the giant cavern under here. Okay, the camera angle is not gonna help. There's a whole world down here, chat. Well, the good news is, I have a tunic that lets me breathe underwater, I suppose? Is this abominable raw? Very hard to hear the sound. Are there any water bugs? What do you mean? This looks very bombable. Eh, it rolls though. Ooh! It was still close enough. So, are you asking that because of the... Oh! Nope. Nope, I understand. Sorry, I got distracted because of the, like, evil lightning bugs that we had to catch when we were last here. I don't know. There might be. I think there's dragonflies. I do sound like a Terminator. I think there's dragonflies, and dragonflies feel associated with water. I also think there's butterflies, and those don't feel as associated with water. Whoops, that's not the button I meant to press, but sure, I guess we can save. Why not? It doesn't actually matter. Saving does nothing. What I was looking for was the bug collection, which is that one. So I'm still missing a phasmid and a stag beetle. And I do think I can get dragonflies and butterflies now, but I don't know where they are. The boots are so relaxing. Excuse me. The boots are high fashion. Sorry. The boots are deep fashion. What's the opposite of high? What's sea level fashion? It's fine. We're fine. We're very good at this. I guess the other option... Ooh. Lots of money. Also lots more money? Why do the rocks just have money inside them? Oh, that's too good. Oh my goodness, chat. Chat. When you pick up a rock and you try to throw it underwater. Look at that arc. Look at it go. That's too good. I'm gonna cackle about that forever. SNK? A 50 stream streak? Sidehead Bob indeed. That's spectacular. Hi, Kate. Kate! Guess who's here? Giant killer robots walking back and forth is weirdly relaxing because of all the... Yes! Fallout 4, man. It's nostalgia. It me, the gal who's giving up, but in a good way, maybe? Listen, giving up is how I get most things accomplished. I have started using the terminology for my anxiety of, like, trying to determine how many bears my nervous system thinks are chasing me, because I saw it on the internet, and I was like, that's funny, I'm gonna use that. And today is a day that there were no bears, and it was great. But part of that is because yesterday there were, like, 8 bears, and I was like, I can't do that again. I just have to not care about anything. And it means no bears. And that's a very good thing. Anyways. How do I get to some of these places? Well, obviously I use flotation. Clearly. There's so many. Am I gonna have to like swim a bunch? Can I just walk? Yes. Life is a cruel game of pick two with 3 options. Can I like juggle them? This is the funniest thing to me. Sorry. I'm very distractible by that. You know, I guess on the one hand, you gotta do what you gotta do. On the other hand, I hope you at least are able to find something or somewhere fun. Why does this rock have eyes? Chat, you see the eyes, right? It's blinking at me. The rock is blinking at me, chat. Yes. Yes! Poison Darth Frog! I think that's Melinda! I think that's Melinda Sings. I think I've seen that, because that was really funny. Give up! Give up! Yes. Thank you. I'm glad. Oh, you think it's technically winking? Well, is it 2 eyes or 1 eye? Is it 2 purple dots in 1 eye, or are the 2? Where Hercules also gives up? Yep. Yep. Okay, if I talk to you, will you explain to me why that rock has a face? Okay, can I... First of all, I do have a camera. I can't zoom in on the camera, but... Can I shoot the rock? Hello, Jen! Thank you. I also love this hat, but I almost never wear it. Which is, you know, it's sad. The brim is like permanently bent and I can't fix it because I don't feel like steaming my hat. But I think it's cute and it has personality, so I keep it. Oh no, that sounds so sad. Speaking of so sad, chat, do you have any interest in what anime I started watching this week? I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna shoot the rock with a bomb or if I'm gonna do something else. Can I throw a boomerang underwater? Oops. Let me tell you what I can't do. Throw a boomerang underwater while not wearing the iron boots. I cannot throw a boomerang underwater. Can I use a bow? I cannot use a bow underwater. That would have been pretty funny, Poison Darth Frog, but no, I actually started watching Freerun, which I think it's Beyond Journey's End, is technically the title of the whole anime. It was recommended to me by my brother, believe it or not, who has watched a total of 2 anime pretty much in his life, and Freerun is one of them, and it is maybe the best thing that I've ever seen, but also it's a gut punch. It's just a solid gut punch forevermore. Just permanently. Like, I'm not okay. I'm never gonna be okay. It's fine. And I love it. You're also baking, but you have to run over and scream. Listen, I see your screams. It seems valid, and I'm not shocked that you are excited about this. I'm also excited about it. I think it's a really, like, it's so well written, but mostly it's everything, and so I'm trying really hard not to spoil it, but it's basically if you can imagine a D&D campaign that has ended, you've completed it, you defeat the boss, everything's great, and you retire the characters, and one of them is an elf, and so she just keeps living. That's the anime. It's after just Freeran's being Freeran, and there's so many delightful things about it. This did relate. I don't remember why, so we'll see. But anyway, the rock is blinking at me. And that felt... I don't know what I want to do about the rock. Anyway. I only just started and I'm already gut punched. This was the thing. I was gut punched in the opening scene. I was like, Oh no, I understand. Is it a good anime if it's not tearing your soul out? That's the question for the ages, Kate Bloomer. I have been watching it exclusively while at work because sometimes I have tasks that require my hands, and so I can watch something while I'm like doing the assembly task. And I had a couple of those, and so I've watched a couple episodes at work. And let me tell you, chat, boy, is it embarrassing to have someone from the team that you manage interrupt you for like questions and needing assistance for their job when you're just crying and can't stop yourself. Because that's been fun. It gets more gut punchy, but in a good way. Of course it does. I was expecting that. I have already obviously I'm mass texting my brother. I've already lodged a couple of guesses for where the plot is going to go with him, and he refuses to speak to me because he's like, I'm not going to give you spoilers. And I'm like, trust me, I'm literally just using you as a sounding board for when I'm right, and I have to cry because I'm just going to cry. It's fine. In Skyrim, you're a human who married an elf, and you've given a lot of thought to how to make sure she's taken care of after I'm gone. Poison Darth Frog. That that is the premise. Sorry, not that like Firen's anyone's husband. I don't care about that. I'm waiting for the anime to tell me if it has any romantic overtones and what those might be. That's fine. We shove it to a corner because that's not the point. The point is everyone that she did this D&D campaign with, they're all just like, well, how do we make sure that she's still okay in a few hundred years when we're all dead? And I'm like, don't do this to me. It's so cute and it's so well animated. And I just watched a fight sequence with a dragon and it was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, we need to go up, and the swim mechanic is not one I'm good at yet, but it exists. Oop, can I speak to him? I don't think I can. Not unless he gets closer to me. Can I speak to you? If I target you, can I speak to you when you get closer to me? I would like to talk to you. I survived thanks to that volcanic rock. I don't know what I would have done without it. Wait a minute. Is this rock with the blinking? Oh, is this rock from... Is this the rock that I dropped on this place? It really looks like I could blow it up. This is fine. Anyway, whoop! I'm sorry, what now? Why can I target this? Why can I target this? It keeps shaking? Or is that just the camera being bad? I think that's just the camera being bad. Is there a Goron stuck inside? Welp. I'm gonna have some regrets for this, I think. There's a Goron stuck in... Poison Darth Frog, how'd you know? That does sort of make sense. His eyes are purple. That's a really good question, Kate. What you baking? What you doing? Anyway, if I just start crying randomly in the middle of the stream, please know I'm thinking about Freerin. How are you alive down here? He can speak underwater? Yeah, how he breathing? I know how I'm breathing. How you breathing? I suppose he's made of rock, and so maybe being made of rock means he doesn't actually have to breathe. But you kind of figure that you need some sort of inhale mechanism in order to speak, because that's typically some sort of vibration. Sorry, did you just say self-saucing chocolate cake? I don't even know what that means, and that sounds delicious. He took a nap. And then I fired him into, like, a crater. Bombs! Okay, that's actually super helpful. Chat, I have regular bombs again. I don't have only fish bombs. Thank you. You are my best friend. I am thrilled. Oh, that sounds amazing. I still see the portal, but I'm not allowed to use it. And that's unfortunate. Okay. So before I leave this area, I should probably double check to make sure there aren't any bugs here, right? Right? That's what we do here, right? Okay. So I'm missing the female phasmid, which I think I have to go all the way around the map to get to the north end of the bridge that I knocked down the second time I threw the mini-boss into a chasm. How did he live the first time? I have so many questions. I don't know if I want Twilight Princess answering them, though, because Twilight Princess is scary. We should probably get dragonflies. Okay. Mini map. Oh, I see. I definitely don't think the dragonflies are inside here. So I think we can probably leave. That's how I got up here, right? Oh gosh. We've never put hearts in these things. Poison Darthrog, thank you so much for redeeming Ask Me Anything. Did you see the trailer for the next Pokemon game? Pokopia? Yes. Yes, I did. And which Pokemon is gonna be your starter? Okay, so I didn't consciously notice the starter options, if those were in the trailer, and if that was something I was supposed to look up, I didn't. So I don't know what the starter options are, but I have two answers for this, because the first of all, the obvious answer is my starting Pokemon. My starter has to be Ditto, for obvious reasons. Anyway, if I get to pick a starting Pokemon as part of that game, it will be the water type, because I have every Pokemon game I have ever played, for the first time I picked the water type as a starter. I'm very boring. I don't do that because it's better, and I don't do that because I like it. I just, like, always pick water first. Oh, there's a new gen then! No, I haven't seen that! I was too excited about Pokopia, and I stopped caring about paying attention to anything else. Probably. There's a new gen. Hold on. When did they release that trailer? Winds and waves? Ooh. That's pretty. So definitely water. 2027? Oh my gosh, the gecko has so much sass! But the bird is so angry. Okay, they're all adorable. I'm definitely picking the water type. This is what I've learned. Listen. Of course they released it on Pokemon Day. I'm very busy. I'm not that busy. I probably should have paid attention. I didn't know. Okay, I think if I keep going this way, I might leave. This is very frustrating. Because I've got a map. Good with dead Oh, Davis, are you having a rough day? It's nice to see you. You good, man? Are you okay? YouTube told you about it. Ooh, day off. Fancy. So, I have a picture, and the picture says that it's supposed to be here, but I'm not sure I believe the picture. Okay. Go to the west side. Oh, wait. East side in HD. Okay. I'm on the wrong side, apparently. How do I get to that side? I do see... Ooh, from the water. That's a very permanent decision. Thank you. I also like my hat. It's got a very curved brim that I have never attempted to fix. I just got it like this and I thought it had personality. Kids don't have school, so you took the day off to parent. Good for you. I hope it wound up being a nice day with the kids. Lion Fire Puppy is super cute. I just like the energy from the water gecko. Like, that is one delightfully sassy gecko. Kind of want to just fling myself into the stratosphere and then start climbing up the other side. I literally see it. I see the golden bug. It's over there. If I jump, will I hit water or will I hit land? If I jump from here, will I hit water? Whoop! Okay, good enough. I didn't hurt anything. Am I going to the right place? Nope, I need to go this way. There's so many Zora here. They're just hanging out. Hello. I wonder if there's anything going on. Ooh. That is an interesting thing to think about, like what the evolutions are going to look like. Speaking of items that I need. And what? I got a dragonfly. Oh, nope. That's another Poe. Terrifying. How about no? But where does that leave me? Okay. So I've been up here. I found a bomb bag. That was pretty cool. I didn't know that was there. And I did find a bug. And at least I know how to get here now, kind of. Wait. What's that? What's the straight ahead? Was there a way for me to walk down here without jumping? Like a dramatic princess. Like the dramatic princess. Where does this go? Cake is baking! 12 minutes! But I can't wait 12 minutes. Do you know what? I really need to try to figure out, first of all, where on earth am I? But second of all, I need to try to figure out how to make my mom's microwave cake. I have accidentally entered a region that I have no business being in, I think. We're gonna go... did you know there's an area called Snow Peak in this game, chat? This area. I haven't been there. Peak Province. Oh, okay. Okay. Uh-oh. That's a whole province I haven't been to yet. And there's probably a whole other province down here that I also haven't been to yet. Uh-oh. I don't think I want to go there right now, actually. I have enough going on. Actually, do you have anything to say to me? Hold on. Huh. Without a marked path. Okay. Great. Good instincts. So there's apparently an attendant at the bottom of the waterfall who might assist me if I ever need to go back up there as a human. So there might be more than one entrance to Zora's domain when I'm a real boy. This water is so tempting. Dragons as a starter. It sounds delightful. Okay. Here's the other. Speaking of dragons, I found a dragonfly. Isa's Rapid Ride Shop? Okay, I have to find... which I think might be there. And I think it might be that. One moment, please. Ooh, there's a whole bunch of bombable stuff. Hello? Why is there a current? I'm really bad at swimming, by the way, chat. So please don't think I was ever going to be good at it. Why, yeah. This is why we stomp around in iron boots. Because at least I go where I want to. A dragon starter would be so cool. You know what else I would love? A dragonfly. Oh my gosh. The angle on that is brutal. How do I get over there? Oh wait. That's a pole. I thought that was a golden bug. Nope, there's the golden bug. Give me the bug, please. Oop! What? What the heck? No, I am busy. Thank you! I caught another dragonfly! It really helps if you just look up where they are. Let's be honest. Yay! Yeah, the lady with the cool hair. The only starter that's anatomically a dragon is Charizard, and it is a flying type that can't use fly instead of being a dragon type. Well, technically it's a fire type, but fire flying, I think, when they started adding the secondary types, despite being absolutely a dragon. Why are you temporarily closed? Oh, Phantom Bird. What's this door? No thank you. I mean, I understand I'm going to have to. There are so many rocks underwater that I feel like I'm gonna have to, like, do something about. Instead, I'll start with that one. Money! Oh, we've hit our money maximum, chat. Well, that's a shame. Okay, So I did get the 2 creatures. That means I kind of want to go back. So I think it's North Hyrule Field. Is that this? If I jump down the river and go swimming. A dragon girl! I love dragon girls. Toby, what do you mean I could have been commissioning you to buy me, to art me dragon girls? Oh, bye, silly. I could have been paying you to art me some dragon girls this whole time! Anyway. That's one of my favorite, like, I guess shifter mashups. When you think about, like, when you take the concept of werewolf and you expand it to anything else under the sun, were rat, were bird, were whatever, but not a wolf, like, were dragon. Love that concept. Also just love the concept of a dragon that can just have a human form, which is very D&D energy. And like dragonborns, love dragonborns. It's very hard for me to build them or play them, but I love them in concept. We did do some manifesting. Where raccoon is just accurate though. Like, it's just correct. Oh, it's been so long since I've used Cayman's emotes. Come on. Hello. Oop. Meat tux. Okay. So I found 1 beetle. There's were ravens. You want to wear goose. Oh, yeah. Yes. So Beavis, I played D&D for the first time with a group of people that I was running a quick one-shot for, and I promise it actually was quick. It only took like 2 hours. And one of them was playing a druid, but had talked to me about some special skins for the druid, or some special rules about the druid for the purpose of the one-shot. So as a druid, she could only transform into a goose, but she had the ability to take little goose or huge goose, and huge goose was like the size of a horse, and like the character name was Gustavo, and I was just like, yes, I don't care, I will say yes to every part of this build because I just want it to exist, and I can't, it's a one shot, it can't hurt me, and it was so funny. She accidentally adopted 3 dragon hatchlings by rolling a nat 20 on an animal handling check when she found its nest. It was so good. It was so good. Use a ghost type against psychics when the only ghosts in Gen 1 were also poison, which is vulnerable, and there were no ghost attacks. Yeah! Like, so Gen 1 was interesting because like the interaction between psychic and ghost was supposed to work a specific way, and I never felt it did. Like, the way that I always dealt with psychic types was using bite. I would try to have something that had either bite or crunch, and I was like, that's fine, that's good enough, because most of the psychic types in Gen 1 had absolutely the poorest physical defense. And so if you used bite or crunch, you would like one-hit KO things that were way too powerful for you. And so like, I know that ghost type was a thing, and I know that it was supposed to be, and I was just like, this is not worth my time or energy to like catch and train this up when I could just bite you using a dog. That's why one-shots are the best. You get all the sillies out in concentrated form. That is why I love one-shots, very specifically, because I want it to be silly. I want everything to be silly. I want it to be fundamentally the silliest experience ever. It's so much nicer than having to deal with all the grief of Beavis. I started watching Freerun Beyond Journey's End this week, and it hurts, and that's why I prefer one-shots to like years of campaigns. Gen 1 didn't even have dark attacks yet. Did it not? I thought it had bite. It is so good. It's made me cry more than once at work. And I've had to deal with, like, people who depend on me. It's raining. How am I supposed to find a golden bug in the rain? Strong physical attacks. That is, like, it's the correct one. Okay, the higher grounds of North Hyrule Field, there's a rocky path. Take the south path. Along the north wall is a cave. Okay. So we need to go this way. Oh, but it was normal. I think I used it anyway. For whatever reason, I feel like it had a very high flinch rate when you were facing a Kadabra or an Alakazam. I don't want to aggro you, dude. No. I tried not to aggro you. You're the one who chased me. Well, I'm very proud of you for that perseverance. Settle down, Beavis. Okay. So oh, I hear the bug. I opened the door? Does anyone see the bug? Ah, there it is. I'm like, I hear the bug. I see the bug. Yay! How's our collection doing? Chat, we have so many of them. So now we're just missing this one, which requires that I understand the map that I don't understand. It's okay. I am fine. That's Elden Province. I need to get to north side of bridge, which means I need to go through this area. Okay, I'm facing the correct way. There's something this way. Gyarados would have had bite, yeah. Collect 2 of every bug, you're like Noah, but if he was only interested in scaring his sister. I don't even know why I'm doing this. It's got a page on the collection screen and I need it. Probably should have called my horse. But I'm committed now. We're doing it this way. If you happen to see any of that, like, ooh, enemies, how fun. These guys are so eager to hurt me. The Tektite got me a little bit. That's fine. Do you see any of that grass that summons a horse? Sailor Moosh! Oh, that's a really good one. Poison Darthrog, thank you for redeeming word of the stream. We're just gonna hang out here and keep an eye on that Tektite over our shoulder while we do this. Sailor Moosh is a great one. I would summon Sailor Moosh, except I don't have the grass to do it. That's a sentence. It's a real sentence. I said it. And it almost makes sense, depending on your context and how long you've been around for. For whatever reason, and I know that this is I should be singing, "She is the one named Sailor Moosh," but instead, I've got Sailor Moosh does whatever a Sailor Moosh does, which is not a thing. Yeah, I haven't seen Plum yet either today. That's okay. Frankly, I hope Plum is sleeping. But I really appreciate you redeeming Word of the Stream in his honor and keeping us going with the theme of Moosh is our friend, and therefore Moosh is always on the chalkboard. Kinda wish I'd named my horse Sailor Moosh now. I don't know if I had the available character limit for it, but thank you very much, Poison Dart Frog, for that streamly word. It's raining again? Excuse me. The chalk dust combined itself with the ink dust from all of the ink at my work, and I am sneezling now. Is my sword glowing, or is it just rusty? Thank you. You are so kind to me. Has it been 12 minutes yet? Do you have a cake? Do you have a cake steeped in pudding? Do you have a delicious cake with pudding icing? Team 4-star did an abridged Sailor Moon! 2 episodes is very abridged. Funnily enough, the other anime that my brother has watched is Dragon Ball Z, and he knows the abridged version is better. What are the rules that govern the weather? Gosh, this would take so much less time if I had a horse. First time making the recipe as a single serving. That is worth trial and erroring. Ugh, this dude has fire arrows. Did you literally just try to run away from me into a wall? Goodness me. You didn't even turn around. Is this the chasm that I threw your boss into? Okay, it is a forever chasm. I was just confused because it looks like there's something that you can ride. Like, you see this? And I just go, is this a skill I'm gonna get later? Because that's definitely something. Fighting evil by mooshlight, winning love by daylight, never running from a moosh fight. She is the one named Sailor Moosh. That was very well timed. She will never turn her back on a friend. She is always there to defend. She is the one on whom we can depend. She is the one named Sailor Moosh. I am realizing I know the entire song, and I don't think I should be embarrassed about that, but you tell me, chat. Oh, I went up when I should have gone down. Whee! Okay. So there's supposed to be a bug here somewhere. Oh, I think I see it. Hope I don't have to get up there. Ah, and there's some grass. Okay. Please bring me the bug. Thank you, Mr. Boomerang. Of course you do. I will never be embarrassed. Chat. Look! I have all the bugs in pairs. I'm still missing 3 pairs of bugs. But I don't think I can. Too long ago. Not that I'm old or anything. That's okay, Poison Darth Frog, because today is the birthday of someone that I know, literally today, and if my math is correct, which it almost never is, but I'm pretty sure in this instance, just for the mockery, someone that I know very dearly just turned 40, and so, like, it's just happening. Like, it just creeps up. Everyone's slipping into new decades, like most people that I know are doing it. So, you know, There's some good company up here. Meanwhile, I'm still a baby in comparison. I'm talking about my brother, so I'm allowed to say that. No one here is old. We're all young at heart. Okay, there was grass. Here it is. Okay. I wonder if there's anything else that I can do before I do the temple? Exactly. Did you just... Moosh, baby, how'd you do that? That bridge is very out. My Menzel is 40. Now my brother is 40. She flew! She is Sailor Moosh, you're right. Obviously she is the one called Sailor Moosh. I'm actually quite proud of myself for eventually finding that. Angel!
Angry
Sorry.
Angel _03 raided my stream with 9 views.
That solidly broke my voice a little bit. Echo's finale raid. Did you finish Echo's, Angel? Angel, welcome, and it is so lovely to see you. Hello, Ginger. Hello, Case Rage. Hello, everybody. Welcome, and it is so lovely to see you. Angry Angel, I'm getting you a shout out because you're the bestest. You finished. How many beds did you use approximately on average? Just, you know, as a guess. In the boss fight. One assumes that they were needed. It is wonderful to have you. None! Oh, you didn't summon a bed just for the joke? Well, I'm proud of you for doing it the way that it was intended. Maybe. I don't actually know that that's true. I hope that you really enjoyed the game. Summon what? No! I asked if you summoned any beds in the boss fight, because that's more important. But I'm really proud of you for not dying, because that is actually a real accomplishment that is incredibly impressive. I could have asked that. Oh, really? You did the whole final boss with just the... That's amazing. You just made one of your enemies beat up another enemy. But no deaths in the boss fight, right? That's what you said? That's what you... It doesn't matter. I'm impressed because you finished the game, and I'm very proud of you. And so, whatever the parameters were, you're fantastic, and I hope that you know it. And honestly, the spot where I'm most likely to die is typically unexpected mini boss fights. However, the final boss is like really high up there. So, fantastic job to you. I hope that you get to think back on it with fond memories and maybe replay it at some point with even fonder memories at that point. Unlike this game anyway. Sorry, I'm having a great time and I didn't not at all nearly give up last week as per usual. So welcome in if you are from Angel's stream. It is lovely to have you. I'm Lady QEW. I love Nintendo content and so I tend to play a lot of it over here. And I am playing through my Zelda collection. So I started, like 3 years ago? Oof. I started like 3 years ago right at the beginning and I've made it to Twilight Princess. I have never played Twilight Princess before and boy am I having a time because the trip from Wind Waker to Twilight Princess is basically a trip across the river Styx, frankly, at this point. Like this game, I just need to know if Nintendo's okay. And also I need them to stop giving me bad directions on what I'm supposed to do. Just tell me what to do. I'll do it. I'll do it. I promise I'll do it. I feel like I'm going to have missed a million things, but I'm trying to decide if I care. Or if I'm just gonna go to the temple anyway. I guess I can probably come back. travel agent, come to Hyrule, you'll have a time. It will certainly be a time. So what's the quickest way to get back to the lake from here? I guess I do have to go this way still. Hopefully it'll be faster in this direction now that I have my horse. Whee! I will say it does actually feel faster to travel on the horse, but I think that's also why I hate it when they make me do combat on the horse, because it's too fast. Why are you still around? Sorry. I'm fine. I'm fine. I got a little bit distracted. Whoop. Hello? Please stop walking into a wall, Epona. Sorry, Moosh. She is very much walking into walls right now. Dude. Stop shooting me. Why is there a fairy? Well, there was a fairy, I suppose. That wasn't from my bottle, right? It might have been from my bottle. Which is weird because I didn't press a bottle button? I don't understand. We're fine. Okay. So I guess the question becomes... No, but for real, how do I get to the lake? I need this game to be better at this. Okay, I keep going. I think I might have just lost a fairy to nothing, and I have... Epona, jump off the cliff. Ugh. The textures in this game are not it for me. Gosh, he missed by a lot. Whee! Whee! There's an up and there's a down, apparently. I think I'm gonna go this way. It's fine. I'm just trying to get to the lake. Which I remember having some issues with last time. Nope. I am not going the right way. Hold on. That is not the way to the lake. It was the way that I saw it, so I thought it was to the lake. But the lake is actually this way. This is fine. Like I said, I find the overworld map extremely confusing, and I don't understand how one part flows into another part, and I don't understand how to find what I'm looking for. Even if I remember the area that I want, I still get very confused as to where I think I want to go. Okay. Okay. We'll leave you here. This is fine. So what I found last time was I couldn't just jump down. This is weird because it feels like there's still a block. Maybe I was supposed to do something in the river? Well, I don't think it's gonna stop me because I can still get to the lake. I just have to do it by playing the dumb chicken game. I can play the dumb chicken game. It just doesn't make any sense to me that I have to pay 20 bucks every time I want to get to the lake. And so I'm sure there's supposed to be another way. This guy's a delight to me. Fashion sense, 20 out of 10. There's gotta be a way and I just don't know it. Oh, I suppose. I did grab a Cutco, but then you didn't. Thank you. go? It doesn't really matter. I kind of. Whoop. It'd be kind of fun to try to land on that. Hi. Oh, well that's useless to me. My wallet's full. There's a bunch of treasure. Should I even continue to try opening this? Piece of heart! Chad, I got a piece of heart! I did- oop. And then I yeeted, apparently. But that one was pretty. Okay, well that's fine. You're probably money. I'll just skip you. Okay. So, probably should have bought more fish bombs at some point. But it's okay. Oh my gosh, the chicken is just chilling. Look at him paddle along. Just look at this guy. Having a little swim. He's having a great time. You're welcome for your freedom, chicken. Okay. I'm assuming that I'm going towards all of those pillars. I would love to chat with the swimming person. Zora, sorry. I don't know if I'll get the opportunity. Am I supposed to be able to easily predict where they're gonna be at any point in time? Hello? Yes, I can see the bubbles. It's dangerous to swim too close. That current is strong enough to carry away most people. Okay, so there are currents. I bet if I stand on this in some iron boots. Yep. Okay. So that was why. We get more automaton. Please enjoy Poison Dark Frog. Am I gonna be close enough to speak to this one? I do wear the garb of the hero of the people's legends. You make bombs? I have heard of water bombs. Can you... Sure, why not? It's not like I don't have a lot of money. How wonderful. Chat, they sold me bombs. Which is probably important because I'm kind of seeing that I might need to bomb this entrance. Those are just barnacles, how fun. Hi. What do you have to say? Okay, so you sealed in some monsters. Got it. Well, let's just wander this way for a moment. Aha! We now have a current, chat. So does this mean I can just kind of do that? Nice. Okay. Seems legit. I think I understand how to get in. Hello? Up a little bit more. Up just a little bit more. Thanks, Link. I'm really bad at swimming. I think I've discussed this before. If a game isn't primarily swimming, usually the swim mechanic is like, it feels antithetical to whatever other mechanics that you've learned in order to play the game. And so I have opinions about that. Poison Darthfrog, thank you so much for redeeming Elden Spring, formerly known as Sploosh, formerly known as Hydrate for 69 channel points. Nice. I will do that. Link is getting some really good hydration right now. That's what's important. I wish that I could do more useful things with the camera while I'm swimming. Because so far, this has been... Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh, thank you. I can't throw my boomerang underwater. Like, I can't see? How am I supposed to not get hit by this thing? Gosh. Whew. The best part of every Zelda game. The water temple. Ugh. What are you? I don't think I want to scoop you, actually. This one, maybe I do want to scoop. Oops. How do I... Okay. Nope, it disappeared before I for some reason thought that scoop was gonna be a button, and it was not a button, and that seems like a me problem. This is fine. And I just get more bombs for free. I just spent money on those. It's fine. I don't really need the health. What are you? Arrows! How nice! I see. Let me switch. Ugh. That terrified me. I'm assuming... What? Oh! 8 hearts! Well, that's fun. And also terrifying. Nope. That's the thing that I asked for. Thank you. Okay. That wasn't the terrifying chicken. I'm just very aware that at some point we're probably gonna find a terrifying chicken. I'm gonna have to be emotionally prepared for that, chat. I wonder what the black chew does. Mexico! You got the blood of your enemies. Is it blood if it's like jelly? Mexico, thank you so much for redeeming. Let's go to the lobby. I want to open this door. Oops. Hello, what are you? I can't scoop you. I think I might have to pause the game in order to do this redemption because the shoes keep dropping from the ceiling. So for anyone who hasn't been here before, Let's Go to the Lobby is aka Eat Everything, because Mexico really likes making sure that I am fed and watered, which is nice. And so that is a hydrate, a dehydrate, a seasonal candy, and a non-seasonal candy, which is delightful. So we're going to start with the hydrate for 69 channel points. Cheers. Thank you. And then we're gonna realize that my dehydrate is in the cupboard because for some reason I forgot to pick it up. One moment please, chat. I shall be right back. thank you for your patience. I was really excited about this one, and yet somehow I still forgot. So, chat, I finally found them. We have talked about this on this stream before, and I've mentioned that I've never had these because I haven't been able to find this collision at any of the grocery stores near me. So I do enjoy the occasional Dorito, and I do like Cool Ranch as one of my options, but this is a collision mashup between Cool Ranch and Intense Pickle. And I had once said that this sounded like something that I wanted to try, and I believe some of you have already tried it. I think I specifically remember Poison Darth Frog mentioning that he'd had it. But I have never tried it before, and so I was like, okay, well, what are you? Please explain. It says limited in the corner. I'm just excited. I'm just excited. Oh, that's a smell. This is really interesting because dill pickle does have a scent, and Cool Ranch, obviously, if you've ever eaten the chip, there's a very specific smell to that. And so it's really interesting to like have the combination of like dill ranch. I'm very excited for this. And I have a wish chip. Mmm. Oh my goodness. I think I love this. Okay, the dill pickle definitely makes it taste even saltier, which is funny, but this is a little bit weird. Like, I just love pickles. I always have loved pickles, and so I tend to like pickle flavored chips for whatever reason. This kind of tastes like what happens when you put pickles on a burger, except it's not a burger, it's a Cool Ranch Dorito, and it still just feels like I kind of put a pickle on it. I'm a fan. I like them. It's too bad that they're limited run and that they seem to not be the easiest to find, given that you only ever saw the one bag. Nice. Very worth, quite enjoyable. So, my seasonal candy, if you will, just for today, I will probably switch over to Easter eggs starting next week. But today it just happens. Intense Pickle tastes like I kind of put a pickle on it. It does. I get it. Poison Darth Frog. I tell the truth, okay? So today specifically happens to be my older brother's birthday, which is delightful. And so it kind of as a like recognition of the fact that I have an older brother, I didn't really ask him for his favorite candy or anything like that. I've done that for my mom before for like May for Mother's Day month. But what I did instead is I picked up some Starbursts because although this is probably not something that means very much to him, when we were little, one of the places that we were allowed to walk just as children, not requiring mom's attention or something like that, we were able to walk to a little corner store that was a couple of blocks from the house where I grew up. It was right across the street from the elementary school where I went to kindergarten. And so we would go to that corner store probably, I would say, once a week when we got our allowances to pick up a little bit of candy. And my primary candies were always Starburst and Jolly Ranchers. And part of the reason that I remember this as such a young memory is that because I have older siblings like my older brother, they were the ones who were responsible for crossing the street and that sort of thing. And so I got to experience this walking to the corner store much younger than they did because they were the ones looking after me. And so I appreciate that about them. And I just am aware of that, which means I figured, hey, why not? It's his birthday. I'll have a Starburst. It's what I used to do. And that's just a sweet little story that no one is interested in, and it doesn't matter. Exactly. Memory food is like a really lovely thing for me. And I figured I could do it because it's not every week that you get to stream on someone's actual birthday. And my non-seasonal, this is a double non-seasonal, which amuses me very much. I found it on sale. So it is a Hershey's Kiss, which we just finished February, Valentine's Day, chocolate, but it's their peppermint candy cane flavor, which is from Christmas. And so it's doubly non-seasonal. And I am mightily amused by that. So thank you again, Mexico, for feeding me. Slight flavor of top dust. That's my fault. Do not start the day with spicy food. Poison Dwarf Frog. Absolutely not. Whoa, that's treacherous. Interesting. That's treacherous. Don't you think you ought to knock down those stalactites hanging off the ceiling first? They don't look to be very stable. I bet they'd break pretty easily if you hit them with enough force, don't you think? I love how they didn't even let me learn that for myself after they showed it to me, but they indeed made her tell me. Well. I remember that I can make bomb arrows. Ooh, what kind of enemy is that? So the blue tektites, I understand, but there's like... Those are like the Shelmets or something? Sorry, that's a Pokemon. I don't know what they're called in Zelda, but it feels like I need a hook shot to fight them because I need to take their armor off. Anyway. Nice. Oop. Just a bit high. Was that all of them? Did I notice that falling rock? Like, I guess I can understand why I maybe wouldn't have made the connection immediately, but I'm more used to the Ocarina of Time concept, which would have shown me that falling rock, and if I didn't pick up the signal and instead just walked down this plank, they would have dropped that one on me, the one that I'm looking at. They would have just had it land right on me, take a bunch of health, and be like, sorry, you didn't learn when we showed you the fallen rock, you can pay for it with your health. And then I would have picked it up. I would have been like, okay, I've got to do something about these. I can't just walk around. But they didn't even let me fail. So I think a thing that we have to pay attention to after this room is we have to pay attention to any stalactites that are shaped like that, like teardrop shape, where they're thin and then get like bulkier, because we're probably going to have to do that in more rooms than this one, especially given that they seem to make platforms. Why is this a 6th-floor dungeon? Oh my goodness, water temples. These guys are obsessed. I think I can fight in this water? Lovely. I don't think there's really anything to learn down here. Other than, yep, I think I can only hurt those guys from behind until I have a claw shot or something like that. Yeah, like I would have learned it because I need to have dropped them in order to navigate the room. And they just weren't even willing to let me wait, you know? I think that's just a door, but I'm first gonna go break this. I hope it's not a terrifying chicken. Thanks for the bombs. Gosh, they know you need arrows and bombs for this. Yep, they know you need arrows and bombs for this. Okay, well. This room doesn't seem that complicated. I guess there are a couple of shelves I haven't gotten to, but they don't seem that important to me. Oops. I walked into that one. Literally. Maybe at some point, but it doesn't seem that important currently. So okay. Oh, I see. One assumes that's some kind of enemy and not a friend up ahead. But I'll be honest. I don't know. Ooh, Mexico, thank you so much for doing costume time. Gloves. Is this because we're going swimming? Let me see what I've got in my costume bucket before I go hunting. Down. Oh. Well. That's something. It's better than nothing. I also feel like I'm blind. There's something at the bottom here that is white. Perfect. Alright. Because it is important to note that you said gloves plural. We roll ourselves back into position. Ditto you are seeing? I do have a ditto. Got one right here. On top of a Bulbasaur. So I have this set of gloves. Sorry, I just need to check which side the thumb is. There it is. Whoop. This is kind of like a double set, which honestly just makes them tricky to put on, frankly. Wait, now that my thumb's through, this should be easier. Perfecto. Okay. So that's one. It's textured because it has like a second glove underneath the first glove, which is something that I always found really cool. And then just for flavor, I have a totally different one for this hand. So there you go, Mexico. Gloves. 3 of them. Pocopia, I'm actually kind of excited about because I know that I was obsessed with Animal Crossing for years. Years, literally. And Pocopia feels like it has the same energy. And I trust that they're going to do a pretty good job with it. But also, it's Pokemon, and you get to play as a Ditto, and I'm just like, yes. And the whole thing gives me post apocalyptic vibes. Uh oh. Uh oh. Okay, well, that wasn't as scary as I expected. I thought he was going to be one of the people that we would either need to shield bump, or because he had a shield, I thought maybe I was going to need to sneak around behind him and do that stupid maneuver. But as it turns out, nope, not at all. A little bit of Minecraft energy. Basically, the way that I viewed that element was kind of like the terraforming in Animal Crossing, but on steroids, like way more expansive. And so thinking about it as Minecraft is probably more accurate, but also probably a way to make sure that I am like less interested in it. And of course you're daydreaming. Yes, of course you were thinking about Smash applications. It would be amazing to have a Ditto that could transform into like a villager. That would be so funny. Okay. Well, it's not like I can throw myself off. This room is very big, chat. And I probably have to go in the water at some point, you'd think. I'm not really looking forward to it. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, this is another one of those rooms. Yep, we can probably make the stairs pivot. That one's locked. Great. Oh no, there's the evil chicken. Chat, I've located the evil chicken. Ditto versus villager, yes. So there's multiple pivot points. I'm hearing creepy noises, and I'm seeing a bunch of things that look like hookshot targets near the chandelier. So, you know, we're probably gonna have to bring that down at some point. There's a treasure chest. That's a door that I can just go through. Lovely. And that exists. More arrows. Love it. Okay. Ooh. Chat, there's a locked door in the center of this. And of course there is water down there. But I don't yet see a way to get back up if I were to go down there. So, that feels like it would be a silly idea. So I have a door here that I can go through. The upper door I can't go through. And the door in the middle I would have to blow up. Which is fine, because I can. I don't know what angle I want to approach. I also hate the feeling of not knowing how to get back. Like, I can't see any way up unless that is climbable. Is this climbable? These might be vines. Yep, these are vines. Poison dart frog, I found it. There's fish in the water. That is not, so when I'm looking at the walls, that doesn't read as vines to me. That reads as a pattern similar to the purple pattern and the blue pattern. So I had to be a lot closer to it before it seemed accurate. Okay, so there's a few things going on in this room. Do I want to know what's through this door? I mean, I know what's through this door. Because it's back to the giant wheel of water. Oop. Okay. Nope. That's unfortunate. So we can't just explore that door first, even though it is unlocked. So basically the question is, how do staircase rotations work? Does it matter which one I jump on? Okay. So I got this already. So what I'm looking for is access in the upper rings, because this lower ring is one of the only places where I can actually, like, oh, no, I can't get to all of it, but I can get to most of it. I think I want to try getting all the way around. Yeah, interesting. Okay, well, no time like the present. What do you do? Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, so these are not incremental hooks. These are possibly hooks that just call the staircase to you, because that did a 180, and so it's not like it was going quarter, 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 quarter. It came to the one that I pulled. Okay, so I need a better understanding of the layout of this room. Because up here, it's a lot pickier about where I can go and how far I can go. This is the key door, right? Yeah, okay. So that's the key door. Well, this is my nightmare. Look away if you are easily traumatized. Phew! Free at last! I hate this chicken. I didn't want to reunite it. I'm fine. Ugh, but I probably do need the dumb chicken. Ugh. Cook the chicken. Okay, what do I think? Well, I found the chicken. That's not as helpful as I wanted it to be. I can also technically go through that door. It's so bad. Like, is Nintendo okay? Are the devs who worked on this game fine? I don't think they are. I think I want to try to get the treasure chest on the bottom. Wait, was this the door that I came in? Nope, that is another exit door. Okay, so this was not the way the staircase was. I don't know where anything is, so I'm just kind of guessing. Ooh, that's an exit on the other side. Ooh! Ooh, this is the one that I wanted. Haha! Oh, that's the map. That's actually quite useful. Hold on. I see. So basically the basement first level and the basement second level are pretty much water and underwater, which is fine. I'm on the lowest floor that has ground. This is fascinating. Okay, so mostly this is a 2-floor dungeon with some basements and some attics, is what it seems like to me. Can I go out this door? Is that an okay place to go? 'Cause, like, am I done yet? I feel like this is the, so I'm remembering what you said, Poison Darthrog, of like, the water temple, famously the best temple in any Zelda game ever. Because, like, obviously you were being facetious, since pretty famously in Ocarina of Time especially, the water temple drives people bananas. Because most people, like, you have to deal with the water cycle more times than you should because of forgetting things or not knowing, and if you miss and mess up, you have to go through the whole cycle, but you can't just like play a song. You have to like go to the room that you can access to get to the thing, and so it winds up being a whole thing to navigate the dungeon. Facetious. That's really funny. I feel quite fortunate that I used that word because I was thinking sarcastic and I said facetious, and that has a pun in it. So take that. But basically, the water temple famously is one that is super nonlinear and it can cause lots of confusion and lots of wasted time. This room feels like that to me. Navigating this room is gonna be a headache. So can I leave through this door? Uh-oh, it's one of those guys. And he is facing me. I don't really want him to be facing me, because I can't hurt him. I'm okay. Oh, I can just go. Okay. Sarcastic. See, that again, that's a hookshot target. That weird gold octagon with the red dot, that's definitely a hookshot target. Oh, that's a geyser. This is a diving board. And there are more stalactites that need to be blown up. Okay, so I see 2. Can I hit them both from where I am right now? I could, if I could aim. Like, so many. Interesting. There is some kind of turbine system going on here, and that makes this a nightmare. I can already tell you this is going to be difficult. So, they have these carved paths, right? Carved paths like this is a water flow. At some point there's going to be water on this level, and it's going to flow underneath this door where the crack is through this, and so there's eventually going to be like water and waterfalls here. Like, you can tell that this is a dungeon that is designed to have water at different levels, which means at some point that thing's gonna spin. At some point the first thing outside that I ran into is gonna spin, and it's gonna change my access, which means this is going to be an even worse water temple than the one in Ocarina of Time. Oh, that's what those things did. They make those navigable. Why is that one ice? Interesting. So, looking at this, for some reason, the bridge there is like frozen. And so I'm not going to be able to get to there until I figure out what to do about it. I see vines, and so I can climb down and climb back up if I wanted to. I don't know if I want to. I feel like I don't know anything, chat. I really do see the ice bridge, but I don't know what to do about it. Well, I'm gonna try to get this thing, obviously. Oh, it's a key! Wait a minute, does that mean I have to go all the way back to the other place that has the door? Tobias J. Art, thank you so very much for redeeming Street. It's always important to make sure that your streamer is fed and watered and limber. Ooh, that got my neck. Thank you. I can feel that from my commute home. I got a seat, and I almost never get a seat on my commute on Wednesdays because Wednesday and Thursday are very busy days for getting in and out of the city. But my seat got pretty crowded and kind of crammed, and so I was sitting at an awkward angle, and I still had my bag on my back. I hadn't taken it off, and that was a bad idea. And so I was definitely a little crammed in there, and I can feel it in my shoulders, so thank you very much for the stretch. Oh, it was fine. It wasn't as bad as the time that I blacked out on the train. I don't know if I told you guys this, because I think it only happened a couple weeks ago, and I'm not sure if I talked about it very much, but I actually had a very terrible commute, and I passed out for probably 5 or 6 minutes that I just time skipped. Don't know what happened, but I didn't fall, because I was still standing. Very terrifying. Do not recommend. Story time! Yes, that's definitely what this is. It's a story time. You have a weirdly specific memory of a water slide pyramid thingy in the Zelda cartoon. For whatever strange reason, that's like a core memory informing me that water slide buildings are the best thing ever. That's very fun. Well, I feel like this is probably going to be a fun dungeon for you then. 0 out of 10, please don't do that again. Honestly, so the thing is, Toby, it was actually kind of terrifying. What happened was, simply put, it was heat stroke. What happened is there was an issue with the tracks and the signals for about a week. And so for about a week, the train going into the city, instead of being every 15 minutes, was twice an hour on my commute. And so when you're trying to fit that much commuter traffic onto a single train, it obviously gets really busy, and we all expected that. I think that was fairly normal. But on this specific day, at least one of the cars, the doors didn't work. There was an operational issue. All 4 of the doors were not working on the car. And so the whole thing was roped off, which meant it was also not only a train that had like 3 trains worth of people on it, but it was also one that was shorter than usual. And so it was sardines. Like, I had 6 people touching me at all times. I was so squished, I could not move a centimeter. And all of the trains were all stops instead of being express. So it was a longer trip with like probably 8 times the people on the train as normal. And to like combat the cold, they were blasting the heat. And normally, when I start feeling my brain get all fuzzy, normally I try to make sure that I can sit down and put my head between my legs because I've had this experience before on the train. I've been commuting for years. Like, I understand this. And so I knew something was happening, but I couldn't really do anything about it. Like, I had 3 people's bags like in between my legs. I couldn't just sit down, even if I'd had the space to fold myself and have them do it. Like, it was so tightly packed that I'm like, without saying something or putting my elbows out, I'm not sure how to do this. And just that much body heat in that close of an area when I was in my insulated winter coat just sent my temperature internally skyrocketing. And so I felt, because it was after we had cleared the stop before city center, so like I had 1 stop left to go. That was it. And I was like, I'm gonna be fine. I know I'm getting a little wobbly. I know it's getting a little bit tricky, but it's fine. We only have to do 1 more stop. Come on, buddy, you can do this. And I just felt this like shift happen internally that made me go, oh, this is bad. And I think I said that out loud because I don't think I had a filter. And to my brain, what I did was I reached up to touch the roof. I'm actually fairly tall, and so I can touch the roof on the train to try to help stabilize myself because it's not like I was against a wall or anywhere useful like that. So I touched the roof to try to stabilize myself, and my vision whited out. Like, you know how the spots just kind of go doop, 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 doop. So my vision whited out. And I was like, this is fine. I can keep myself stable touching the roof. And to my experience, I touched the roof for about 1 to 2 seconds and was like, okay, my feet are stable. It's fine. And I took my hand down and my vision like cleared up. And in that time, the train had traveled the full stop, had come to a complete stop at the platform, had opened the doors, and the car was empty. And so that's like a long time. And I just don't have any of that. I don't know what happened to the people around me. I don't know if anyone spoke to me. No one pressed the emergency button because there is a button you can press if someone is having a medical emergency. No one pressed that. And so I have no idea what happened. But the doors were open, and so I like toddled off the train. And it's very cold outside right now because it's winter. Yes, that is exactly what K. Menzel said. He was very upset. So I like toddled off the train. It's very cold outside because it's winter. And I just took off my coat and was like, it's like -5 outside right now. I'm done. Thank you. And I walked to the closest coffee place to get myself something to drink and something to eat. And I sat down for a little bit and I was like, okay, well, I'm not getting worse. Might as well go to work. And so I did. And the best part about actually going to work is one of my coworkers spent the entire day telling everyone who had listened to her, like, first of all, she kept bringing me drinks. Like, every hour she would bring me a drink and be like, you should drink this. And I'm like, you're adorable. Thank you so much. I would love to drink that. And she kept telling all of the rest of my coworkers, hey, you don't need her today. Like, you don't need to ask her any questions. You don't need to ask her for any help or support to do your job. I know she's your manager. You don't need her for anything. But if you do happen to speak to her, tell her that she should go home. With all love, she should not be here. And so every conversation I had with any of my coworkers the whole day was just someone being like, I have been informed that I should tell you to go home because it's not okay that you're still here after literally passing out on your train. Anyway, can you help me with this thing? And I'm like, I adore my coworkers because they're all so sweet and they're so wonderful. And everything was fine because since it was heat stroke, mostly I just needed to rehydrate and to like not be in a hot place. But I did take it easy. I promise. I looked after myself and I now have new rules because if I have to get on a busy train and I have my winter coat, I take my winter coat off first before I get on the busy train because I don't want to deal with that again. Nope. 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 It was a very wibbly wobbly day. Do not recommend. 0 out of 10. Try not to get heat stroke on a train if you can possibly prevent it. Seems like a valid... I don't think I can go this way. Poison Darkfrog, thank you so much for redeeming Elden Spring, formerly known as Sploosh, formerly known as Hydrate for 69 channel points. Nice. This is very important. You should always stay very well hydrated. But it's okay. I'm okay. Nothing happened. Poison Dart Frog has excellent comedic timing. This is a very true thing. I am okay. I promise I am okay. It's been a couple of weeks. I have been very careful with myself. I have not had any repeats. It was just a very unfortunate confluence of events that essentially led to a medical emergency as a direct result of like service on transit. And I'm a little bit mad about that. Okay, so I can't go that way. I could shoot there, but why? I think I have to go back to the door with the key. Which is not my favorite. I don't like going into rooms that I don't finish in dungeons. It's very easy to get lost. Especially when I'm gonna have to give up for about a week. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I can hit him if I let him charge past me, but I can't one-hit KO him. What do I want? I don't want this. Where... Where's the one with the lock? Ooh. Okay, this one had the lock. As well as the one in like the middle of the pillar, but I don't think I can get to that one yet. So I don't think I'm supposed to do that. I am not brave at all. I'm just willing to be terrible at this game, I think. Oh, that's very funny. The little whispering noise that this dungeon makes is not my favorite thing. Yeah, there's definitely going to be water everywhere. Oh my goodness, why is everything circles? Okay, so this has a grate. Thanks for the bombs. This has a grate. Ooh, thanks for the bombs because there are actually things going on. I don't know why I would need to do those, but it's got it. Probably might have to do with the water later. I am seeing also that there's possibly some other ones that are going to need to be shot down here. Either way, we can only go in one direction in this room. Maybe? Oh, I don't even think we can do that. That's why we shoot it down. Chad, I figured it out. I understand better. I understand better. We had to shoot them down so that we could get to the vines. Don't go all the way up, right? Oops, nope. Hello? Nope. What direction do you think I am aiming right now? That's fascinating. I could... Why is everything circles? Oh, yay! That's how you open the door. Convenient. That's a door? But also... Let's just do it that way. Uh-oh. That is not what I wanted to find over here. Because I can't hurt them. Am I supposed to go this way? To the inside of the room? Everything is so tricky in this dungeon, chat. Don't be a mini boss fight. Thank you. Okay, so this is... I'm trying to figure this out. This is the upper part of the room that I was just in, right? Yes, with the frozen bridge. Fascinating. And I see a creature over there guarding a door. And so in theory, I could jump across this and fight them and get through to the other side and something? Everything is very... However, you know what, Poison Frog? I know you didn't do the redemption of why is everything circles, but the actual answer is water. The reason that everything is circles is because in order to harness the movement of water, you typically need something that is going to like continue to move. Like in the same way that when you harness the power of wind, you need a wind turbine, something that goes in circles. And so often water wheels are wheels. And so everything is circles because we invented the wheel. And then we used it to harness the power of water. So anyway, I'm sorry for the scary story. The game is supposed to be the scarier story, but I know it was like a happenstance in my life that was quite tricky and a little bit scary. And so thank you for your patience in letting me tell you the story about my perilous train journey. Why not water squares? Why not cart squares? Why not triangles? They're the strongest shape. These are all terrible ideas. Maybe a water square is another name for a pixel when you're trying to animate a river. Clearly, right? Anyway, so let's focus on the good things. I haven't screamed at anything so far. We made it to the dungeon, which is fabulous. And I started watching Freerun this week. And so all of those are good things. And we don't need to think about the terrifying loss of minutes in my life. You were gone for 1 minute. Toby, that's how it works. What is anything? I'm a very distractible human being, obviously. So, it is important to note the time, chat. Time to look away from your screen if you are afraid of this terrifying chicken. If you aren't afraid of this terrifying chicken, you are braver than I and also wrong. You should be afraid of this terrifying chicken. And of its baby. Its head baby with wings. No. Is a very bad everything. Oh, fascinating. That's where you drop me. I see. Well, it doesn't matter because I used the terrifying head goblin chicken baby, unclear on what it is, to get back to that exact room. So the reason that we have to use Ochoko Okchu Uchu. I don't care enough about what it's called. The reason that we use the terrifying chicken is it's the only way to save when you are in the middle of a dungeon and actually restart where you were before. Poison Darth Frog? I didn't look. I very conscientiously did not make eye contact with the screen at any point in time when the terrifying chicken was there. I have no idea what it looks like. I mean, it might have helped that I went into this dungeon going, one of these pots is going to have a stupid chicken in it. And so I was kind of waiting for whichever pot made the noise and did the little rattle so that I could just look away. It surprised me the first 2 times. Stockholm Syndrome. The chicken is holding us hostage, clearly. That's what's going on here. We are in a hostage situation with this terrifying chicken human hybrid. Don't look, it's a nightmare. It's nightmare fuel. So that's the only way to get a save point in the middle of the dungeon. It's pronounced Akukokuchukochu. That's a great pronunciation, President Frog. I'm sure you're correct. Very funny. So I am going to be signing off for the night because it is my typical stream end time. We are saved. We have a terrifying chicken holding our place in the dungeon, and I am hopeful that this was early enough in this dungeon process. Like my vibe right now is I don't understand anything about where I'm supposed to go inside that dungeon or anything that I'm supposed to do. I have my suspicions. I have no idea. And so I'm really hopeful that means when I come back next week, I will not be intensely confused. So just a reminder that I do stream Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for being here, Poison Darth Frog. So I will be back same time, same place next week, 7 p.m. And thank you, Toby, for telling us about your cake. I hope it's delicious. My stream. There's so many water-based puns. I cannot even with the water-based puns. There's so many of them. Just like in the Forest Temple, there's a million tree-based puns. And I'm pretty sure Plum told them all. Point is, there will be more Twilight Princess next week, and maybe we'll actually get to more story, which is always terrifying. Think of one for the next title. You think of one for the stream is actually possibly a reasonable word. I'm very tempted to put facetious because it makes me giggle. Anyway, I already have a pun. What are we doing here? Come on. I tried so hard. I'm not very good. The stream. Okay, I'm gonna steal that as always. I just kind of assume if you're willing to post potential titles in my chat, I can just take them. I can just go, that's gonna be my stream title next week. So enjoy that, everybody. Enjoy that future next week. If you want to see the stream, that'll be next week, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here. Anyway, all of that's ridiculous. Let me drop a raid message in chat because I am seeing that Fina's live, and a couple of other people actually. So like, feel free to go hang out with anyone that you happen to like on Twitch. But if you're willing to come hang out with some of the people from the stream, I do really enjoy Fiend. She is a delightful Canadian streamer. Did I do everything? I stretched, I costumed. Yes, I did everything. Okay, that's good, because I wasn't really paying attention. She is also a lovely Canadian streamer, particularly good at Mario Maker, but is currently playing Pokemon Fire Red Leaf Green, apparently. And in the spirit of knowing that there is more Pokemon coming, I figure we should go visit. So I'm going to drop y'all off with Fiend. Stick around if you want. Grab the raid message if you want. No pressure and no shame if you don't. It's totally fine. But I would love to see some of y'all come back again. So if you want to hang out, hear more water puns, watch me get frustrated at wherever I'm supposed to go, or, watch me freak out the next time I see a spider on screen, feel free to come back. I would love to have you. But until I see you next time, and as always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And as always, keep it cute. Bye, folks.